Howdy folks, it's Angel, the hunting gear guy. Today I thought I'd share a couple of the things I like to take out to the range, just in terms of like creature comforts, and show some of the way that I pack things up. It's not perfect. There's some people out there that are better kitted out than I am, but I don't know, they're not sharing their stuff on YouTube, so I thought I'd share my stuff. The first thing I wanted to show is just how I do a rifle rest. Usually I'll bring this guy out. This is a Caldwell Junior The Rock, I think. You could bring a bipod if you were just to shoot like one or two rifles. A bipod is probably smaller and more compact and not so heavy. But if you're going to shoot a lot of rifles, or maybe some of them don't have a bipod rest on them, this guy is very easy to use. Now you've got a dial on there that you can use for adjusting the height. I've found that I can just get away with using this guy here, so I can pop it up to whatever height I need and then just kind of tighten it down, and that's good enough. It'll hold right there. You can choose to run this lock ring all the way down, but for the shots that I take, I don't usually bother. The things I like about this rest: it's super heavy, it's nice and adjustable. You put your rifle on there, it doesn't move, and it's just great for that. So a little bit heavy though. Like this is a bit heavy. I usually take all my stuff to the range in a big bin. And if you were to take a bag or something like that, you might not want to opt for something like that. Now, if I'm really running for accuracy testing, usually I'll run a rear bag as well. I've really liked something about this height. What is this thing anyways? Shooter's Ridge, whatever. Any size bag this size. Now, this one is, you'll notice it's not very low. It's just kind of high up. That's useful if you're shooting rifles that have like lots of stuff going up and down, pistol grips or longer magazines or something like that. You'll need this height. In fact, on this Caldwell Junior, I pretty much need to crank it all the way up to run anything that's running a mag on it. So think about that height that you might need if you're going to run something that's got a longer mag that you have to accommodate. Now, in terms of eyes and ears, there's lots of different eye pro that I've used over the years. I would say get something that's anti-fog at the minimum. Never get just eyewear that doesn't have anti-fog on it. There's some wipes that you can get that I've seen that work, that you might want to try as well. But anti-fog lenses on it. I've also got some nicer, what are these? Smith Aegis Aero or something like that. Some nicer glasses. These ones also came with a tinted set that are kind of in the bag as well if it's a bright day. As it's winter right now in Canada, there are no bright days. It's all darkness all the time. Now, usually in my eyeglass case, what I'll do is I'll include my ear pro, and usually I like these like little laser lights. They're disposable. I have thought about using the Bluetooth electronic, like little earbud kind of a things, but I don't like the earwax, and I'm a little bit worried. They're quite expensive, most of them, and I'm a little bit worried that they won't fit the best. I got kind of small ears, and I don't really want to pay $200 for a set of earbuds, those electronic ones, just to have them not fit that well. And fit's super important on Ear Pro. If you don't have a good fit, they're going to fall out. They're going to not give you the noise reduction you need. The nice thing about those foamies is that you get all the noise reduction you could possibly need. And I usually just wear those. If I'm going to shoot rifle, or if I'm shooting something braked or something like that, I'll just usually run those. Now, if I'm going to run just mostly pistol, or if I'm going to RO, or if I'm at a Maple Seed event, for example, I'll run these guys. And these guys have been fantastic for me. These are 3M Peltor Tactical Sports. I've got my name written on them because it seems all the people at Maple Seed run these things. The difference between this and like a cheaper headset, this audio is fantastic. The sound quality out of these things is really good. The directionality is really good. Like when you pop these things on, you can very easily place where sound is coming from. They're fairly durable, and I would say that for the price, like you can get cheaper ones. You can get like a $50 set of Howard Light Sport Impacts. The sound quality isn't quite as good, and once you've got these gel ear cups on these things are a real treat. You can wear these all day, and I find that a lot of other ear pro when you've got your safety glasses on, they kind of mash into the side of your head, and you slowly get this headache, and you're like, God, why do I got a headache? And it's because your ear pro's been mashing your eye protection into your temples. Now, in terms of water, you always want to take more water than you need. I find I really like not this one, obviously, because it's got a hole cut in it, but I really like these 1 gallon or 4-liter milk jugs because they're cubes, so they fit really nicely in basically any space in your vehicle, so you don't need a lot of space to take one of these things out. And a gallon is usually enough water for me and you know, my kids or something like that to go to the range. So I really like taking those out, and then usually a couple of cups of water. Now the last thing is not really a secret sauce, but something that's a little bit more specialized that I really like to take in my range kit, and that's just a little like standard plastic bin or box that you can put all the stuff that you need just in case you're at the range. So I got some more ear protection in here. You can see I really like these laser lights. These fit smaller ears a lot better than a lot of the bigger ones. I got some matches in case I need to start a fire, or I'll show you in a minute another reason why. I've got a little screwdriver here. It's got a bunch of bits in the base for it, so if I need to do some basic repairs, I'm going to be covered. I've got a scope wipe in case, I don't know, you shouldn't really need it at the range. Maybe if you get to the range, you're like, oh man, I can't. Last time I went hunting, I got this thing covered in mud, and you want to clean it off. At least you'll have something that's less likely to scratch it. I usually take a couple of patches and stickers, and then I take some medicine usually. I got a couple of things. So there's some Claritin allergy medicine, and I got a whole mitt full of other stuff, other treats in there. So there's some ibuprofen, some like if I get my knees starting to hurt, or aspirin or Tylenol or whatever in case I'm hungover or something like that at the range, which I shouldn't be, but just in case. Some extra staples. For the stapler. By the way, if you're going to buy a stapler, get a T50 stapler. Yes, there's smaller staplers. Yes, there's cheaper staplers. But everyone at the range is going to be running a T50 stapler. So bring a T50 stapler, and then the next time you're at the range and you forget to bring extra staples, the next guy next to you is going to have staples for you that you can use to put up your targets. Digging a little bit further down here, I've got some paperwork. So here in Canada, we have to have registration cards for our restricted. So that's those. I've got some more wipes, a couple of miscellaneous like Allen keys. Not miscellaneous, the most common ones out there. I've got a little fiber rod in there. That's for my Shadow 2. I haven't had to use it yet, but just in case, man, sometimes those fiber rods, like, they break and they send out of your sight. So it's good to have a spare one there. I've got just a basic Leatherman just in case I need to use that. This is a super tip. Take some Blistex and leave it in your range kit, because one of these days you're going to be out and it's going to be dry and you're going to be out there for like 6 hours or something like that, and your lips are going to start cracking. And the next day, one of the things that's going to hurt the most is your lips, because your lips are going to be all cracked, and no amount of these things after the fact, after they're already screwed, is going to help. Because I've got a Shadow 2, I've got a slide stop just in case some of those break. So some common parts that might break are good to take out. I've got a couple of extra batteries for my ear protection. I've got a little brush here bent at not a 90-degree angle, but almost a 90-degree angle, and that's to scrub out the chamber of a 22 that's gotten a little bit too fouled. I'm often taking 22s out to the range, and if you get a little, I believe there's a 25 caliber brush, and you just bend it, that can be used to scrub out the chamber if it gets a little bit too leady, if you're running real cheap ammo and it starts like gumming it up in there. Here's one more super tip. I've got this camping soap. So this is like highly concentrated stuff. After you're done at the range, you've got some spare water. I like to wash the lead and dust off my hands, and especially my kids' hands, because usually on the way home we have some snacks and water and that kind of thing. So it's important to get the lead off your hands so you're not lead poisoning your kids. So use some soap, use some water, and give them a good scrub right at the range just before you leave. Now, keeping in mind, like, I'm trying to keep this kit nice and small, the other thing I like to do is just get some eye drops bottle and put gun oil in it. And you can see I label it like gun oil, so no one like digs around on my kit and starts dropping some of these in their eyes. But a lot of these eye drop bottles, you can just take that top off and then refill it with oil. and they're just more compact. It's just a more compact way of carrying a little bit of oil just in case one of your guns starts malfunctioning, not working the way you want it to, and you can fix it right at the range. All right, winding down the list of things I would take, some snacks depending on how long you're going to be there. If you're going to be there for a while, it can be nice to have some like hot food. I like to run like you could just get like a bowl of noodles, a noodle bowl, and bring some hot water in a thermos. Like boil some water in the morning, chuck it in your thermos, take that out, and then that'll give you a warm meal later in the day. Some guys like to run MREs where they've got the heater pack with them. That's an option as well. Really, like you pick what kind of food you want to bring. The other thing that I really like to do is a baggie full of wet wipes because if you're on a dusty range, this can help clean off afterwards. Or if you just need to wipe your hands afterwards, or you got to take a shit on the range, using some of these is kind of nice because then you'll be clean afterwards. So that was probably a little bit too much information, but I wanted to share out some of the stuff that I like to take out to the range. I bet there's stuff that you guys bring to the range that's pretty awesome. Just let me know in the comments. Comment out what you take to the range that's special, that you think that everyone should take, and maybe I'll have to rebuild my range kit before we get going this season. Thanks for watching.